Hello guys. In today's videos, we are going to talk about this Instant ID. Now, they have released the GitHub page and also their research paper in github.com. Now, we will take a look at their stuff here and their demo datas also as well. We will see scroll up a little bit. We see the author of here is the same people as Photomakers. Now, I did the Photomakers previous videos. You guys can check it out. And also you scroll down in here, you see the multiple ID and the multiple stylists. That is the similar techniques as the photo makers that using one photos and create the face with other different styles. Now, as you can see here, they are using the same set of testing data. But the one unique from the photo makers is that they're using Jackie Chan and then Emma Wilson to create some other styles that is completely different with photo makers. But then, well, when I see these two research projects, I would say they are very similar, but then the technique is a little bit different, which the Instant ID, when we hop over to the Hugging Face model page, as we can see, well, in here they have also introduced their demo data and things as well, but then their techniques in Instant IDs, they have the ControlNet to create the face similarity and also applying the IP adapter algorithm to applying for the face identity for your generate image. And also from here, as we can see, mainly we are going to download the ControlNet models files and also the IP adapter bin files. That is the two main AI models files that we are going to download. So hop over to the files and versions. Here you see this 1.69 gigs IP adapter and then this Diffusion's model save tensors 2.5 gigs files. That is for the ControlNet, so they are also available for you to test the demo publicly. In Hugging Face, I will share this link as well. But then this page is kind of busy. Sometimes it's just create errors, even you upload things correctly. So we are going to test it in ComfyUI and then ComfyUI. Recently, I have saw they have native Instant ID support for ComfyUI. This is made by the developer of IP adapter, which I have confidence of using this without any cutting into any error. With the coding and looking at this one, they have the basic workflow for us to test for the Instant ID using text to image. And in this videos, we are going to test this workflow as well. So first of all, we will go through how to install this Instant ID. And right now, before we do any of these installations, as we saw in the message here, we have to update our ComfyUI to the latest versions as well. So let's go over to ComfyUI and we will start updating our files and also this ComfyUI system as well. So open up the ComfyUI folders, and then we are going to execute the bat files for ComfyUI. We will start up the command prompts here and then wait for the loading finish. You will see the ComfyUI web UI system, and we are going to head over to clean that up first. So first of all, we will head over to update the latest versions of ComfyUI before we install the Instant ID. So head over to ComfyUI Manager and just simply click Updating All, and we're showing all the checking of the update and installations pack for your custom nodes and other installation files for your ComfyUI system. And right here, you see the command prompts. Everything is checking if there's any new versions update. It will help you to do that. And also your ComfyUI system are going to update as well. So we've got to wait for this to complete, and we will start on the next steps. So after that, we will see the restart button showing up as we saw this is finished, and we will go to ComfyUI Web UI and click restart button and wait for another boot up of the newer versions of ComfyUI. As you can see, it's loading and some new stuff are installing into the ComfyUI system right now. We are going to wait for the installations, and then looks like everything are going to finish without any error. And we see the blank fresh comfy UI pop up. So next thing, we are going to download the InstantID. Now they have said that the custom node have not been indexed into ComfyUI manager yet. So let's check out if right now they have indexed or not. So hop over to install ComfyUI. Oh, there you have it. They have updated the ComfyUI Manager custom note list already by today of my recording. So we are able to download this very simple and easily by clicking the Config UI Manager and just click the install button in here. Well, if we cannot find this, then we have to download the zip file or GitHub project manually and locate it in the custom note folder. But right now, we can just click it, the installations in here, and wait for the restart right now. So after the config UI install and restart, we have to go over to download the Hugging Face to get the inside face files for the face detections. There's two links here. One is their Google Drive zip files. It's very straightforward, easy. All you got to do is just download the zip files and extract into the folders that it mentions. And the other one is the Hugging Face. So I'm going to use the Google zip files just for better, easier to download the zip file and extract into this folder path. So the folder path are going to be in Hugging Face, Comfy UI models, and then inside Face. So there's inside Face already because I have downloaded the previous one. So in the inside phase models of folders, we have to create these folders, the anti-loop 2 folders. So let's create this one, and we are going to put the zip files into this files locations. So put that in this folder path and save it and wait for the download finish. And we are going to extract the zip files and everything is ready for the inside face for the InstantID face detections. So let's extract the files here. Actually, we can just drag those files from here. It's way easier. So highlight all these files that we need and drag those on these folders. And in these folders, we have all set and ready. And I can delete these zip files because things are duplicated and I don't need those anymore. Then we have the inside face third-party libraries for face detection to downloads ready. And also you can download in Hugging Face, that is the same files that we have just downloaded. But the first link with Google Drive is easier. Just download the SEF files and you extract those files in the folder. So follow this method and it is so easy to complete everything. And the next step is you have to download the Hugging Face of the ControlNet and IP adapter models of Insight Face. And again, this is quite easy, but then one thing remember to do is rename those models files with corresponding functions or features of the file name so that you have easy to recognize in the future that you don't see. Everything is IP adapter, and all is about ControlNet. Now you have to create this InstantID folder and then put this IP adapter files into this InstantID folder in the model subfolder. So what I do, I will put InstantID in front of this IP adapter's file name so I will be easier to remember and recognize when I'm using that in the workflow. So you can name other file names as you want, but for me, it's easier to recognize with this way. And then the other second thing we have to download is the ControlNet. So Hubble foot to ControlNet folders in the models file. And then we are going to download this ControlNet especially for InstantID. I'm going to copy the name again and put that name in front of this safe tensor files again and save that into the ControlNet subfolder, then click Save. Everything is going to be ready. Now all we got to do is just wait for the download, and once everything is complete, then we can load up the basic workflow of InstantID to test the InstantID, how it going to be running. And the next step, we have to remember one thing, is that the InstantID is trained with SDXL. So it is only supporting SDXL right now for InstantID, and I'm not sure if that is supporting SD 1.5 in the future or not. Don't ask me if you want to know, you got to ask the author of InstantID. So you can go hop over to the Hugging Face or the GitHub page to ask for support of that. But then in here they have highlight. Also, remember at this moment, this is only for SDXL. So remember that when you choose the checkpoint models and your IP adapter, if you're using it, or the control net to using with the work inside the workflow, that remember select the SDXL type. And also they have support SDXL Turbo, which means you can load this thing fast. But one thing they said in here, they mentioned that the training data has a lot of watermarks. So maybe they are using some stock photos in the stock marketplace and then use those to train data. So use other dimensions rather than 1024 by 1024. They said using other dimension, then you will have no watermark on your result. So hover over back to the Hugging the ComfyUI, back to the ComfyUI interface, and we will see the new workflow. Let's say that first we are going to test the SDXL Turbo and see how fast it will generate with the Instant ID. So this is the basic workflow from text to image that I grabbed from here that they have available for download as well. So you guys can download this workflow and test it by yourself. But before testing, you have to configure the checkpoint models and all other files name that is corresponding to your system. So in my system here, I have other name for my SDXL Turbo in here. So I select my folder path for SDXL and then I have to select my face image. Of course, I have my own AI models generate face right here, so you have your own and you can use it as well. So instant files here. One of the tricky thing is that you don't see any updates of your name, your download file name. You click the refresh button, it will show up your just downloaded iPad after bin files that you downloaded. So remember, click the refresh button, and you will have the download of your files. So the same thing as Photomakers, they have the face analyst for you to select whether you want to use CPU or GPU using this instant face analyst notes here. So connect this to the inside face point, the green dot here, and then the image features are the reference face image, where we using the face, and then the loading checkpoint, connecting the purple dot to the models, and finally the conditions, positive, negative, connecting to our text prompt, and then below that we have attend mass, so we don't have a mass segmentation at this moment. So we leave that as blank and then use the load control net models. Now remember to select the InstantID ControlNet models that we just download. So in here, I have mine right here, and then connect the phase keypoint processor. This is the preprocessors of the InstantID, because the InstantID are connecting like a ControlNet manner to generate a new image with the reference face. So they are learning from the reference image of the phase apply as a control net and then generate passing to the K sampler and generate your new image here in the control net, apply control net. We are passing the preprocessors of the instant ID and then we go to the case sampler. Now the case sampler, we have to set their requirement. Let's see. I remember they have mentioned it's important to lower the CFG at least 4 or 5, or you can use another CFG. So let's set it as 4 CFG4 in here and click generate and see if there's any error. And hopefully there is no error. And initial starting, we will load a little bit longer for the checkpoint models loading up, and we are seeing the inside phase load and the case sampler. Right there. So it looks like 2 seconds in the sampling steps, and there you have it. We have the watercolor styles of the phase that we have, and one thing I've realized is that this control net are also simulating your source image post as well. And you can use other polls in your text prompt or also the face key points preprocessor's image. You can connect other image in the preprocessors. This part for other image posts in your new image. So if you keep using the same load image, it will be generate the same styles. And as well as if you are changing your text prompt, you will have different styles as well for art, painting, or watercolors into realism styles. And even if you want to change other styles, you can use other checkpoints to create another styles of image in here. Now, this is so far I have checked and investigated by changing the positions of the pose of the new generate image characters and also the styles of it. You can use other checkpoint models and text prom, and then using other case samplers, random seat numbers, you can see there will be other styles coming out in your AI image as well. And then right here, I also realized that after you change the text prompt to whatever in here, and let's try with other SDXL models. Let's try the RealVis Turbo right here. I have downloaded RealVis version 3 Turbo, and we can see other styles that is going to be generated with this checkpoint models. So as you can see, this similar position like a half face, like the image head is like a close-up, and then the image style is different because of changing the checkpoint models, and we have realism styles right now. And then you can change the apply control net strength numbers to lower down the strength or put it higher strength, and it will comes out with other result. The lower the strength is, and that will be all depends on the text prompts or your input prompts for the result image. And the higher of the strength is, and that will be more influenced by the reference image for the face, and that will be so far what I've seen in this inside phase instant ID, new custom nodes, and this is very similar concept as other control net models. So let's say I put 0.4 here, you will see very similar as the source reference image. Even like a close-up shot of this, the pose of this is very similar. But if you lower down this, it will follow the text prompt styles for the character. So let's say I put this in the middle, like 0.5, it will be very similar, like the reference image, like a half-body close-up shot, and then the face is right on the middle, like this. Even the pose is very similar, except there's some little difference on the hand and a little creativities by the AI. So you can twist this and the text prompt, and then you will see other result as well. So let's go to using other text prompt in here, and you will see other styles coming up from the result. So here I got the characters carrying a cat, two cat in here. So let's tune it down to 0.4. It will be more creative for more influence by the text prompt rather than have influence by the reference image. Let's say I have like a happy face for the characters, and let's see what will be happened. So let's tune it down to 0.4. It will be more creative for more influenced by the text prompt rather than have influence by the reference image. Let's say I have like a happy face for the characters, and let's see what will be happened. Let's boot up to 1.5 happy face and let's see. So yeah, there you go. A little bit smile, happy lady holding the cat, and let's say the smile face rather than happy. That will be more face expressions from this. Yes, the facial expression is more with other text prompt. You have to try and test with different styles, and there you have it. This is InstantID, a very basic workflow that we can test around with the InstantID technologies and how it is different from reactor phase swap and also the Photomakers. And this one so far I see is based on the ControlNet is very flexible, but for convenience, I will say Reactor is still the most convenient, the most easy and simple way to do face swap. But it is up to you. If you prefer using ControlNet as the face swap, then you can use that as well. That is your freedom. Hope this video is inspiring you to try out Instant ID. So I will see you guys in the next videos. Have a good day. See ya.